Hundreds of Coup supporters have gathered near a French base in Niger. They're also voicing anger at the West African bloc ECOWAS. The leaders agreed to activate a standby military force after holding an emergency summit in Abuja on Thursday. Defence chiefs will meet in Ghana next week to discuss the plan. The African Union has extended its support to ECOWAS to end Niger's military takeover. Well, Malcolm Webb is monitoring developments for us in Senegal's capital, Dakar. Malcolm, what's the latest on the ground in Niger?
Well, it was just a short while ago that hundreds of protesters gathered outside a French military base that's near the airport, near the capital, Niamey. Now, France had evacuated soldiers from one of its military bases that was outside of the city. We understand there are still some French soldiers in this base near the airport, where there are now hundreds of people outside cheering and shouting, and as you mentioned, calling for France and ECOWAS to stand back and to leave leave them alone. Now, France said it had evacuated all of its citizens from Niger 8 days ago. But we understand there's still a handful of soldiers left in this base near the airport, and that's who these protesters are demanding should now leave.
This obviously happens at the same time that ECOWAS has placed its forces on standby. What's the latest with them?
Well, the African Union's just said that it would support ECOWAS's decision or any decisions that they make. It also expressed concern about what it described as the deteriorating conditions of the ousted president, Mohamed Bazoum. ECOWAS heads of state on a meeting on Thursday said that they would proceed to put together a standby force. The military chiefs are due to meet next week. It's still not known how many troops would come and from which country. Most of the leaders would still have to clear this through their own governments to get permission to be able to deploy military forces. In 2017, when ECOWAS deployed a force to Gambia, it took about a month to put it together, and that was a relatively simple deployment into Gambia, which is an enclave of Senegal, whereas a deployment to Niger would potentially be a lot more ambitious and a lot more complicated. And this comes just when Russia's foreign ministry has commented on this possible deployment, saying that a regional deployment would have a stabilizing effect across a destabilizing effect across the whole region.
OK, thank you so much, Malcolm. That is Malcolm Webb for us in Dakar.